I'd like to welcome Madhav, Nalapat, General Dhruv Katoch, Director of the India Foundation, Major Gaurav Arya, and Sushant Sareen. From Pakistan, I have Kamar Chima, I have Hamid Khan, and I have Gabriel Noronha, who's a former special advisor for Iran at the US State Department under then Secretary of State Mike Pompeo. And now he's the Executive Director of the Forum for American Leadership. Gabriel, I'm sorry to say that this is absolutely delusional. I think there's an exaggerated sense of self-importance that America has, that these phone calls, they've been watching too many of the B-grade Hollywood flicks where, a bunch of Americans drinking lots of coffee are solving global problems everywhere. It's not the way the world works anymore. Actually, it's not the way the world ever worked. But why lie? Why lie? Why make these exaggerated claims? And there is no documentary evidence. You have to sell a book, and then you're saying that Pakistan was going to nuke India. Have you any idea of reality? That Pakistan is going to nuke India. They say, Gaurav, you heard that? You heard that, Madhav? Oh, we're so scared, aren't we? Madhav, we're so grateful to America for saving us from getting nuked. It's bizarre.
Well, look, first of all,
absolutely bizarre. It's completely delusional. This is a ridiculous claim. And I may sell a book, but that's it. Yes, Gabriel.
Look, I've been in the State Department for lots of times when world leaders are facing a crisis, and it might be Armenia and Azerbaijan, it might be India and Pakistan, and they look to the United States as a mediator. That doesn't mean we can solve.
No, we don't see America as a mediator. No, America may see itself as a mediator. Gabriel, please. That is so wrong. You see, I'll tell you one thing. Now let me say this to you, okay? Nicaragua may see itself as a mediator in any issues between the US and Mexico. Does that make Nicaragua a mediator? I'm sorry to bring, Americans must come back to ground zero, right? And I want you to just don't get into this mediation too seriously. You make a phone call, everybody will be polite to take it. That's it.
We're a trusted ally.
Yes? Yes?
Look, we're a mediator between countries. That doesn't mean we're solving everything, but we can serve as a channel to avoid crisis. And in this case, Pakistan had activated their National Command Authority. Doesn't mean that they were going to nuke India. It just means that they were looking into all options. And often in this time of war, you can have misinterpretation. You can have tensions run out of control. And that's when a country like the United States doesn't have a dog in this fight. We want to ensure that there's peace between India and Pakistan. It doesn't serve our interest for there to be any military conflict between the two nations. Oh. And so we can pass messages.
I say this. See, the thing is, when you make a claim such as this, the important thing, and I want to get Madhav in, then I'll get, there's a military dimension of it I want to discuss with Gaurav and everyone. But you got to back it up with something, right? You can't just say something, and you got to back it up with some documentary evidence. Madhav?
Arnab, let me point out that Pakistan has always used nuclear blackmail, the threat of using nukes. And frankly, there are grave doubts about the quality of those nukes that they've been supplied by China. The United States is fully aware of it. I'm sure some in the US know the quality of Pakistan's nukes. But this has been a standard tactic of Pakistan and has been a standard tactic of the US to pretend to believe these claims. You remember back in 2001, 2002, there were a rash of comments. In fact, several think tanks made millions out of old ladies who were upset about a prospect of nuclear war. And they contributed to think tanks dedicated to, quote unquote, solving such an issue. And I wrote a piece which came in the Washington Times, Gabriel, among other news outlets in the world, that said this is nonsense. There is not going to be any nuclear war because generals in Pakistan are not crazy. They know the retaliation that will be waiting for them if they ever launch or attempt to launch a nuclear war in India. They would be crazy. And I'd like to say about Mike Pompeo has got some very good views on China, on Taiwan, and various issues. So I'm only going to give him the benefit of the doubt that he was not the first US Secretary of State to be completely bamboozled by the Pakistan military's nuclear blackmail. Prime Minister Modi was not. After decades, several decades, a strike was launched inside Pakistan territory. That really created a problem for GHQ Rawalpindi. And naturally, they brought the nuclear blackmail out of the hat. And whom did they have to basically carry it to the Indians? Mike Pompeo. And Sushma Swaraj gave a very correct answer that if Pakistan ever launches an attack, Pakistan will regret it.
The point
there
is,
was no question of
yeah,